But for some context, I wanted to go to this clip because Fox News made the mistake of having someone who actually knows what they're talking about on their show. This is Laura Fink, and she is bringing up the fact that the truckers, like I mentioned earlier, they represent like 0.03% of the truckers in Canada. And here she is explaining that actually most truckers, just like Canadians generally, are vaccinated. In fact, the actual numbers are somewhere between 70 and 90%. That's huge. She says 90. Trudeau has said 90. And watch how Fox cannot take all the facts flying at their faces.
Well, I think we have to determine who this really is, because as you said, Harris, this has been about vaccines, and that's from the truckers' mouths themselves. And 90% of the truckers are already vaccinated.
And I will say, about mandates.
No, but 90% of them are. I understand. But 90% of the truckers are vaccinated, but 90% of the truckers don't support this protest. This is a minority, a loud and vocal minority of truckers that have protested this. And I respect this. They're borrowing a page from the Teamsters playbook. But what I would say to this, be very careful, because you have to have the public on your side. More than 80% of Canadians are vaccinated, similar numbers in the U.S. You don't have the public on your side. You can't get away with inconveniencing them, stopping small businesses, and really throwing a wrench in things for your minority opinion and cause. So I would say, to be successful, they better be aware of the public and what the public thinks, and not only that, what other truckers think.
All right,
it's not my point. The GoFundMe
no, but it's
page,
the point that you made.
But let's talk about the
page was approaching, before it was shut down, $10 million of funds raised. That is more than every major. Let me finish, Laura. I sat patiently.
But where's it coming from, Kaylee?
That is more than every single Canadian federal political party in the last quarter of 2021. You don't have a data point. I do.
Here's a data point for you. The Teamsters are against it and have said that this is in violation. The Teamsters represent the majority of truckers in Canada, and that is a union where they listen to the worker. Yeah, but they have to listen to their worker voices.
Laura, one thing that we have to do on this program is that we have to kind of give each other a little beat, because you're on remotes, and I want to make.
I love that one of the commentators tried to use her hand, like, simmer down, go, put a lid on it. Here, the hand is coming back up. Like this was constant. And then Kaylee McEnany, her eyebrows just went up, and the other two were just silent, because they're like, we don't know how to battle facts.
Mm-hmm. Just keep the dead-eyed stare going. Yeah, there's 5 of them. Mind you, for those of you listening, these are 5 people in separate rooms because they are also, like all Fox News has been following, COVID protocols. And my guess is someone either tested positive, or with Omicron, the mandate, since we're so against mandates, have been, we will be separate. We will be remote rather than being in the same physical space for safety. Why? Because we don't want to die. Unlike all of the people that watch our show, they can die. We don't want to die. But what's so funny is how Kaylee McEnany, and she says in this, she says she's vaccinated, but she's against mandates. That splitting hairs is such utter bullshit, because we know that Biden's supposed vaccine mandate in this country for private employers and companies was a vaccine and testing mandate. You actually didn't have to get vaccinated. Right. You could just test regularly. And the Supreme Court, at the behest of the right, because they're extremists now, struck it down. And everyone celebrated that shit. Shut the fuck up, splitting hairs. They're just against the mandate. No, it's the same thing. Stop. And the funny thing is, Kaylee McEnany also, just for context, she says that the GoFundMe for the truckers had raised $10 million, and that it was shut down. GoFundMe did shut that down. And Laura gets a word in which is like, yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You don't know. And with these bot farms, with the people falsely inflating this entire movement, yeah, you don't know where the $10 million comes from. Any hoodle.
Did you hear about what were the protests in France, that in order to shut them down, they played horrible music like Copacabana and the Macarena? I think they should do that in Canada, but Canada is also the epicenter of some pretty terrible music, so they may actually like it. But I think we should export our bad American music to them and just play horrible things. And then it will force these truckers to disperse. So no violent means, just through bad music.
Yeah, I do think that police should be stripped of all weapons and only be armed with crap music.
Yeah, like a
yeah, it's like it is a form of torture for sure. You could argue that at The Hague if you had to listen to the Macarena.
Yeah.
That much, I'd be gone. I'd be like, I'm hungry and I have to pee. Let's stop this. I'll get vaccinated if I don't have to listen to this again.
Right. I think that's a good idea. Make it so intolerable with terrible music. And I think Baby Shark would be another one. Playing that, like anytime children hear that, they want it on repeat. So just put children in there, the children of these people who don't want to get vaccinated, have them request Baby Shark and all of these other songs of anything from Frozen would also
oh my God.
Annoy these people so much. But they're splitting hairs. They say we're not against vaccinations or masks. We just don't want to be told what to do, like a speed limit, for example, or other kinds of things that they are already adhering to. So they don't want to be told what to do no matter what. Yeah. And it's fascinating to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last thing I'll say is just the ways that like the amount of coverage that something like this gets, even though it's a minority, and the majority, it's the way that the media works generally, which is the majority of Americans, let's say, want healthcare, universal Medicare for all, right? Something like 50 to 60%, over half. You're never going to hear that. Right? You never talk about actually what the majority wants. The story is small, loud minority. And I'm either at the point, I think there's a lot of fatalism where it's like, well, this country's crazy, look at all these QAnon conspiracies, and they are an actual minority. Yeah, there are people under a bridge in Dallas drinking, a random concoction of ivermectin and chlorine, but like that is a small, it's a fun minority to talk about, but it's a minority. And I just love, like, it's fun to hear the word minority on Fox News, and they have to be like, you don't mean people of color, you mean crazy whites.
I was going to say, as a small, loud minority myself, I can guarantee you people don't listen to me as much as I would like.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.